I had.
Okay, let me just start by saying my name is Julie Tooten, and I'm a certified facilitator of Access Consciousness for over 22 years and a intermediate Talk to the Entities facilitator. So it takes many years of building the muscle to get to facilitate these classes. It's not something you just get in one little taster, but I will give you the energy of some possibilities of what Talk to the Entities is about. And I invite you to ask questions. So yeah, let's take it where you want to go. Yeah.
So I'll go first. First of all, thank you. Very excited about this. And if to add in general, like the entities clearings in foundations and in access are so powerful that's why I'm very excited about it.
Mm.
I have two questions. First question is how come it's called entities and not spirits and not I don't know if I don't
You
know
know,
if
Gary actually created the name Talk to the Entities a long time ago. Actually, I remember being at a 7 day in Costa Rica, and Shannon was there, and he was saying in the microphone, "Talk to the entities." And she's like, "No." And he's like, "Talk to the entities." So he was teasing her. And she started doing some just intro classes, and everybody would always ask, "Do I have any entities? What entities want to talk to me?" And it was all about her telling them. And she was like, "I don't want to do this. I'm not, I don't want to be your normal psychic. I want to empower you to know what you know." And so she took the basic tools in the foundation and built upon it this whole curriculum that's sort of like college level and graduate degree of communicating with spirits and understanding the spirit kingdom. And like, I'm super impressed by the whole thing. It continues to grow as each of us come together and take classes and start to discover what we know and what our awarenesses are and how it can open up space and possibilities for other people. So I continue to choose to be the Talk to the Entities facilitator and be part of that process because it's awesome. And a side effect of taking these classes is it increases your ability to receive and it increases your peace. And like I never knew that there was such deep, 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 deep peace possible. I always thought I was pretty happy and peaceful, but it keeps going. It's really amazing.
can you share how? Like that's really interesting. Like,
Ow.
yeah, I know
Well,
it's all energetic, but
okay, how many of you had the experience, whether in a dream or in your waking state, that you felt something was there and you didn't want to know and you were like, ah, and you wanted to close your eyes and run the other direction, right? We all have that. With with doing that, you're avoiding something that you're aware of, which is anti-conscious. Going against your knowing is anti-conscious. So it creates a contraction in your world and it cuts off your receiving. But when you're willing to turn towards it, and I taught myself as a kid how to do this in dreams, because I think I heard it on an after school special or something, that you can have lucid dreams and you can turn around to the thing that's chasing you and look it in the face, and it usually is much smaller than, the big thing that you've made it out to be. And it gives you this peace and relaxation because you're no longer running from, avoiding, defending, hiding, resisting. You're open to receiving, and it changes everything.
Awesome. Thank you. Uh,
Yeah.
and two questions. Is there a way you can, because when we were talking, you said that there's different kinds of entities, right? Which is obvious, right? Like spirit, ghosts, walk-ins, etc.
Right. Yeah, there's in the Talk to the Entities manual, let me just see if I can pull it up. There's a section on the spirit kingdom, and there's 8 different facets to the spirit kingdom that we talk about. Oh, 9, 10, 11, 12. There's 15. It goes on to the next page. So, everything from angels to demons to nature spirits to inculcated entities. There's so many different facets to it. And all the tools are super simple to be able to clear, communicate, receive, or cooperate with the spirits. And usually in the beginning, there's a whole lot of clearing around all the projections and everything that we've learned about spirits being bad or scary or evil, so that it's like clearing all of that stuff away so that you're actually curious and available to be willing to embrace this possibility. Fear is usually the number one reason that people think that they don't take this class. However, we all know if you're in an access consciousness class that fear is a distractor implant, and none of us are actually afraid, because in an emergency situation, do you freak out and fall apart, or do you get calm, cool, and collected and handle it? And if it's the second one, then you have no fear. So really, it's the resistance to stepping into your capacities and being as potent, powerful, capable, magical as you actually are. That's what people are afraid of.
Awesome.
And
Uh,
I just facilitated the foundation this last weekend. We finished yesterday. And the energy of Talk to the Entities is so different than those few tools. It really is. I hadn't noticed that before, but it's so much lighter and more spacious. I don't even really know how to put it into words, but the Talk to the Entity, or the entity section in the foundation manual, it's kind of throwing you into the middle end of the pool, you know? It's not as tippy toe from the beginning, get used to the water. It's full on.
that's true. Yeah. It's like, boom, what entities do you have? And
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah,
So, yeah, the beginning class is kinder, I guess I would say. Um, and some people, one of my last beginning classes that I did at the end of last year, there were people who were like full on psychics who, saw all kinds of things, and um, seemed like they were at the effect of it, or it was hard work and it would like keep them up all night, and they didn't get paid very well. And so it's like all levels, whether you don't see anything and you're just afraid, to whether you see stuff and you've made a profession out of working with spirits and people. This class can open you up to more of your capacity and more of the ease with it. They were really blown away by, like, oh wow, this can be easy. I didn't realize that. It's how all the access tools are. It's about ease, joy, and glory. So, Yeah. Anybody else have a question?
Yeah, I'm like hogging one more I really
It's
want.
okay. Please.
What possibilities exist with entities? Like if you would, so like for example, we are where we are with entities right now, and what are the possibilities, for example, once I get that education, once I get that set of tools?
Oh, well, you will have all the tools you need to handle any entity situation that you ever come in contact with. And you will become much more aware of the situations that happen on a daily basis that most people have no idea. Many times there's body stuff that is not a body thing, it's an entity, or travel. Like I've been going to Rome and the flight was delayed. And after about an hour, I was like, I never cleared entities. I wonder if that's what it is. So I cleared entities. 2 minutes later, they're like, okay, we're ready to board. So you can really use these tools in everyday living to make your life easier. Um, Let me think of some of the body stuff. One of my friends had neck and shoulder pain, went to the chiropractor, went to massage, nothing was helping her. And she said, well, let me just get a facelift session from you, Julie. She liked that. And so while I was doing the session, she was telling me about her shoulder. And I said, so what is it? Is it yours? Someone else's? Something else? The earth? An entity? And it was an entity. And through the facilitation, it was somebody in her family. She has a very large family who had passed. Many of her family members are passing because she has like hundreds of relatives. Anyway, this one was coming to her and it wanted to gift to her. And usually, when a spirit wants your attention, it's a light touch. And then if you're not listening or you're resisting it, they get more intense and more intense. And so it can feel intense in your body. And so I asked her, would she be willing to receive whatever it is? And she said, okay. And so she lowered her barriers and asked to receive whatever it was. And it was like this most beautiful, blissful waterfall of like caramel goodness energy that just poured over her body and mine in the session. And this is what her relative wanted to gift her that she had been resisting. And the neck pain went away, never came back. And a lot of people say that when they do lower their barriers and receive whatever it is that the entity wants to gift to them, it's like this relief. And it's usually not anything that you expect. We expect judgment, anger, you know, upset, pain, something, but it's never that. It's it's so beautiful usually. I don't know that I've ever heard of anybody having something bad. And so what are we resisting and refusing this possibility for? And if you think about it, we're infinite beings, and one day we won't have a body. And won't we want to be able to go to our loved ones and give them a hug and let them know that we love them, and anything that we had that was unsaid could be gifted or maybe help them out in a situation. And if there's like I don't want to know, I don't want to receive, I'm afraid, how would you feel? you know? And there's also this other, the extra added benefit is the receiving aspect. Receiving in normal life is really hard. Even somebody telling you, you're wonderful, you're beautiful, thank you. You know, it's hard to receive these things, but receiving from entities, if you start to practice that, that's an area that you have shut off that when you open will open up your receiving in all aspects of your life. So I find that it's a really good place to start practicing and building that muscle of receiving, as well as doing the bars. Bars teaches you how to receive. Yeah. Anybody else? Anybody feel lighter?
I have a question. Um, so what I'm hearing is that it seems like entities are constantly influencing us or reality. I guess the question is, to what capacity on a daily basis is there entity influence?
Well, Shannon has said that there's more entities than people on this planet. I I personally don't like I sort of see, but I don't really see all of that. Um, let's see, how do I answer that? Like when you're using the access consciousness tools and clearing things, obstacles, things that get in your way, things that keep you from creating your life the way you'd like it, many times something that's influencing it is an entity. Not always, but many times it is. Um, Sicknesses, things happening in the house. I just actually today did a house clearing telecall, and there's so many aspects to this stuff that we just don't even think. Like, did you know that your house is an entity also? Your car is an entity? Everything, every object has consciousness. And so just like learning how to work with your body and ask your body what it would like to eat and how it would like to move, you can ask your house to like how it would like to be renovated. Instead of just doing it, you work with it, you ask it, you include it, and it creates a different nurturing vibration for you to live in. So gosh, it can be applied to everything. But until you open the door, you don't even know it exists. So most of the things that are going on you think are just physical and unchangeable.
And then could you clear that for other people as well, even if they're not aware of this awareness?
Sometimes, um, just like just like you can't make somebody else do something that's good for them. You can't necessarily clear somebody's entity if they are holding on to it. People hold on to entities, entities don't hold on to people. So, like in an airplane, if there's a baby crying in the airplane and everybody's getting annoyed and it bothers me, I will start asking some questions and seeing if it's an entity or what it is that's bothering the baby, and I'll run the clearings, and then the baby will be quiet and everybody's happy. But normally I wouldn't interfere with somebody else's stuff because they're not asking me and it's not relevant to me. So they have to be willing.
But if
Usually,
they are willing, you can.
sure. Yeah. Yeah. And it's not evil and scary. It's happy and light. I don't know how to I don't know how to say it more plain than that. It's not like the movies. Somebody has a question. Go ahead. Say it.
Hi,
I'm
Julie. How are you? I'm Jamila.
Hi.
Hi. Thank you for this opportunity to start. Yes, I have a question, and because I've had experiences when I was very young,
Mhm.
when I was about 26 or 28, and I remember uh, I was willing to contact my grandmother
Mhm.
because my mom was a very um, she was a psychic
Okay.
all her life. And so anyway, I was very curious to meet my grandmother because I met, it's a long story, but I had a friend then that was very in contact with entities and with spirits, and and then that was like the entrance door of how I started to writing. And I know that I was contacting someone.
So what's
And
the question
yeah,
though?
the question is that I was very afraid after getting to know this entity for so long, for let's say for a month or two, that I was starting to listening to many voices in my head. And I got to the point that I was very scared and I was receiving very contradictory messages of things that I need to do, but then it was never real.
Yeah.
And so I said to myself, that's it. I want to stop this. I don't want to do this anymore.
Yeah.
So I closed I closed the
You
doors.
shut the door. Yes, I get
But
that. You
but
didn't
there
have
is a
any tools.
excuse me?
You didn't
Yeah,
have any tools back then.
no.
And a lot of us shut the door and we can open it again whenever we want. And when you have tools, then you know how to handle it. And in the beginning, Talk to the Entities class, we go through, it's not just this is what you do. We actually go through and facilitate and run clearings so that you get the experience of it. And some people will facilitate things from back there in your past. And the cool thing is that all the energy is still there. So you can pock and pod the things that were not true, and you can step into more of your capacity and receive other information and change things so that your present and future shifts.
Okay, thank you. Can I ask, sorry, can I ask another question?
Sure.
Because uh, after this has been happening for since 3 years ago, since my sister passed away,
Mm-hmm.
I started to realize that there are entities uh, because of the smell. There is
Mm-hmm.
a very one has a maple syrup smell like hotcakes in the morning. It's very funny, but it's I know that it's a very particular person or entity.
Yeah.
And then another one is like a fragrance of flowers.
Nice.
So how can you explain a little bit about smells and entities, or is that related?
Well, everybody's got their own entity awareness signs, and they're going to show up different for you than other people.
Okay.
Some people sense, some people perceive, some people just know, some people see. And the thing is to know what you know and get the awareness. And when they're around, when you're smelling that smell and you know it's one of them, that's perhaps them visiting and you can ask them a question. And
Okay.
in the beginning class, there's a flow chart that walks you through questions that you can ask. A lot of times people stop with the first question, is this an entity? And then they're like, okay, I don't want to know anymore. But there's deeper questions. Is it here for me or someone else? Is it male or female? Is it from this lifetime or another lifetime? There's all these questions that allow you to get to hone in on who they are and what they're looking for, and if they want something from you, or if they want to give something to you. And sometimes they just want to play and cooperate. So, not making it significant, not making it scary, allows you to move through the flow chart, ask the questions, receive the awareness, and have the communication that's possible.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Anybody else? I can feel a question. It's somewhere. But it's fine. If you don't want to ask, that's totally fine. Yes.
I was late. Hi, everyone. My name is Rebecca. It's any kind of questions I can ask
Yeah.
or specific because I was late. I don't know about what you're
This is-
talking about.
This is just a taste of Talk to the Entities, what's possible with the curriculum. And it is a 30-minute thing. So we're just wrapping up. But if you do have a question, I'm happy to address.
No, I'm okay.
All right.
Next time.
Okay, cool. So yeah, there's one, let's see. There's intros that anybody can take. An intro is usually 90 minutes. And there's the beginning class, which is 2.5 days. So it includes an intro the day before and then 2 5-hour days, lots of space in the day. Then there's an intermediate class where once you've learned the tools and you have specific things that you want to bring to class about, like how to handle this particular situation, or whatever, just going forward. And hello, almost done. And then after the intermediate class, Shannon teaches an advanced class and the beings of light. So the beginning and the intermediate are prerequisites for those. And choose what feels light to you. If you're afraid, pock and pod the fear and ask what's underneath it, because fear is a distractor. And usually, what is it that Marianne Williams says? It's our light, not our darkness, that we're more afraid of. But if you are willing to step into it, you give other people permission to do the same. So please choose.
Awesome. Thank you, Julie.
Thanks, everybody.
Yeah. Looking
Hope
forward.
to see you sometime soon.